Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking south, way south, at what some might call a retirement gold mine.
That's right. We're talking about El Salvador. It's really popping up on the radar as a top spot for retirement.
Especially for North Americans, right? And also for Salvadorans living abroad who might be thinking about heading back home.
Exactly. And we're zooming in on something specific today, this plot of land, 91 acres in El Paisnal.
91 acres. Okay. So our mission, our deep dive today is to figure out why El Salvador, and specifically this land, could be such a compelling opportunity.
Compared to the usual retirement spots, yeah. We've got some info on the land, the investment side of things in El Salvador generally.
So let's start big picture. Why El Salvador for retirement? What's the main appeal?
Cost. I mean, that's a huge one. Your money just goes so much further. Think about housing. Reports say it could be 40, maybe even 60% cheaper than the US.
Wow, 40 to 60%. That's significant. And it's not just housing, is it?
No, not at all. Healthcare, too. People talk about really good world-class healthcare, but affordable. And just, daily stuff, groceries, eating out, it all adds up to less.
Okay, so affordability is key. What else is drawing people?
Well, the country itself is beautiful, stunning nature, and importantly, the government seems pretty focused on attracting foreign investment. They're trying to make it welcoming.
And safety. That's often a concern people have about the region.
That's a really key point. El Salvador's made huge strides. It's now being called the safest country in Latin America. That's a game changer for perception.
Definitely changes the narrative. And they've got Bitcoin as legal tender alongside the US dollar, which is interesting, though maybe a topic for another day.
Yeah, signals a certain forward-thinking approach, maybe. But back to the land, this 91-acre plot in El Paisnal. Where exactly is that?
El Paisnal.
Sounds rural.
It is prime rural land. But here's the thing. It's only about 15 minutes away from Aguilares.
Okay, and Aguilares is a decent-sized town. A hub. Yeah, it's a commerce hub, so you get that peace and quiet, the tranquility, but you're not isolated. Amenities are close by. Perfect for, say, a retirement community.
And the land itself, what's it like?
It's described as having rolling hills, really nice terrain, and the soil is volcanic, rich, great for, organic farming or community gardens.
Oh, nice. Potential for fresh produce right there.
Totally. And it's near hiking trails, scenic views up towards Chaltenango where it gets a bit cooler in the highlands. You can really picture it, right? Gated homes, maybe some shared gardens, nature trails.
Sounds idyllic. Okay, let's talk investment, because retirement is one thing, but this is also pitched as an investment opportunity. How does it compare?
Well, think about the U.S. average retirement home. What, over $400,000 plus maybe $3,000 a month just to live?
Easily. Sometimes more, depending on where you are, like Florida or Arizona.
Right. So compare that to buying raw land in El Paisnal. The entry cost is just way, way lower. And because it's raw land, you get to shape the development. You're not buying someone else's vision entirely.
And the market itself in El Salvador, is it active?
Oh, yeah. The real estate market is apparently on fire, is the term used.
Yeah.
Economic reforms, tackling corruption. It's attracting foreign money.
So investors are taking notice.
Definitely. And there's a specific demand bubbling up for retirement communities. North Americans are looking for alternatives, maybe places cheaper than Florida or Arizona, but still offering a great lifestyle.
So property values are climbing.
Reports indicate they are steadily increasing, and the expectation is that continues.
Okay, so let's bring it back to who this is really for. You mentioned North American investors.
Yes, investors looking for potentially high returns, maybe a lifestyle upgrade for less cost, but also it's a huge opportunity for the Salvadoran diaspora.
People thinking of returning.
Exactly. A chance to come back to a, frankly, much improved El Salvador, invest in their homeland, build a retirement life there. The affordability makes it viable compared to staying abroad or even those pricey U.S. Sunbelt spots.
Makes sense. So wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway from our deep dive today?
I think the core message is that El Salvador and the specific 91-acre opportunity in El Paisnal, it represents something, pretty unique. It's affordable, it's beautiful, the market's growing. It hits a lot of sweet spots for both retirement living and smart investment.
It certainly sounds compelling. So the question for you listening is, could El Salvador be that next smart move for your retirement or maybe your investment portfolio? What could you see happening on those 91 acres? Definitely food for thought. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.